Hello students. So in the previous class students we were talking about in the chapter that is why do we fall ill about the different types of diseases. In this one students we will discuss that there are a lot of infectious agent which is responsible for causing dangerous diseases to us. And in this one we have discussed about the first one that is the rabies. Then we discussed the malaria also as well as AIDS. So in the last class students we were talking about that is AIDS. What is the AIDS students? So you see acquired immunodeficiency syndrome is the full form of the AIDS, and this dangerous disease is caused by a virus. That virus is known as HIV. HIV, it means human immunodeficiency syndrome. Okay, so human immunodeficiency virus is a virus which is responsible for causing the disease that is AIDS. In this one students we also discussed that what are the different methods by which this disease get transmitted or this virus get transmitted from a healthy person, from an infected person to a healthy person. So we came to know about it that actually the virus which is responsible, it can be transmitted either from a blood to blood contact or through sexual contact. Okay, so we can write it that it can either blood to blood contact or through sexual contact. Both are responsible for the transmission of the AIDS. Okay, so either blood to blood or that of a sexual contact is responsible for the transmission. Now, the second, then the main thing that what will happen if this HIV virus will enter in a healthy person's body. You see, the HIV virus, it basically attack on the immune system of a person. So we can say that it basically attack on the immune system. Okay, so since it attack on the immune system of a person, so person is not able to resist any kind of infection when it attack on the person's body. Okay, so if the immune system, because you know that the immune system is responsible for fighting with the antigens or any kind of a foreign material which is coming inside our body. Okay, so it helps in giving the resistance to the body, and if that system get destroyed by the viruses itself, ultimately the power of resisting any kind of change that is not good for us, any kind of antigens entering into the body, we can say that this will somehow help us, but due to the attack of the HIV virus, due to the immune system get destroyed because of the HIV virus, its power get lost. Then the next one is the a person who is suffering from HIV or who is HIV positive or AIDS. So what are the symptoms by which you can say that a person is suffering from the AIDS, students? So you see weakness is there, you see that continuous weight loss will be there of a person. Then you see that the immune system, it does not work properly, so if any of the other infection can easily attack on the person, it means that person is more prone to microbes. Okay. Next one is the students that what are the preventions that we can do, we can take. So you know that it basically transmitted either from blood to blood transfusion or it get transmitted through that of a sexual contact. So unsafe or unethical sexual contact should be avoided. Then we should take disposal syringes because the syringe, even the injected needle, can carry the infected blood consisting of a HIV virus. Then students, you should please tell to your barber to use a new razor instead of the old one, because possibility is there that this razor has been used by barber on an infected person. Okay, so if we will try to prevent the blood to blood or the sexual contact with the infected person, with the person who is already having HIV, ultimately we are able to cure ourselves. Okay, so this is a kind of a prevention. Let me tell you one thing, that AIDS is a disease. Till now there is no such kind of a vaccine. No such kind of a vaccine has been developed by which we can cure ourselves from this disease. So better we can prevent ourselves from getting this disease. Next one is, students, that is tuberculosis. I hope you all are familiar with this term, tuberculosis, which is also known as, in a short form, we will use a term for it, that is TB. TB, okay? TB. So what happened in the TB? See, when we talk about the TB, student, TB is also a highly infectious disease which gets transmitted from an infected person to a healthy person. Okay, so the first thing we can write about it, that yes, it is an infectious disease. Okay, so first one is, it is an infectious which can be transmitted from one person to another easily. Okay, so it can be transmitted from one person to another person easily. Now, this transmission can occur either directly or indirectly. Okay, so we can say that transmission of the disease occur from one person to another. If the transmission can occur, the disease can be transmitted to the person either directly or indirectly. So we can write the second point. Second point is that the transmission can be directly or indirectly. Okay, so the transmission can be directly or indirectly, but yes, it is a highly infectious disease. The second one is that who was the discoverer of the TB, students, who said that yes, tuberculosis is the kind of a disease which is caused by a bacteria. So it is Robert Koch. Robert Koch has informed about TB in 1882. So we can write it. Third one is, it was discovered by Robert Koch in 1882. Okay, so basically it was discovered by Robert Koch. Then the next one is that what kind of a disease it is, students. So you see that it is not a viral disease, but it is a bacterial disease. It means it is caused by a bacteria. Okay, so we can write it that the fourth one is, it is a bacterial disease. Okay, so we can write it that it is a bacterial disease. Okay, it is a bacterial disease. Okay, means it is caused by bacteria. And what is the name of the bacteria which is responsible for causing the tuberculosis, student? That is Mycobacterium tuberculosis is the bacteria. Okay, so we can write it that the bacteria is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Okay, Mycobacterium tuberculosis is that particular bacteria which is responsible for causing the disease. Okay. Now, basically what happens student that this bacteria, it releases the toxic substances, and these toxic substances will destroy the body tissue of a person. Okay, so Mycobacterium tuberculosis is responsible for causing the tuberculosis in the human body, and it releases a chemical substance that is also known as a tuberculin. That is why the name is a tuberculosis. So, since it releases tuberculin, a chemical substance which damages the body tissue. Okay, so we can write it. That is, it was discovered by Robert Koch, but you see, this bacterium releases a toxin called tuberculin. Okay, tuberculin, which damages the body tissue. Which damages body tissue. Which damages the body tissue. Okay, so we can say that Mycobacterium tuberculosis is responsible for causing the disease, that is tuberculosis, and this bacteria, it releases a toxic substance. That toxic substance is also known as tuberculin. This tuberculin, it damages the body tissue. Now, not only this student, but you see that the tuberculosis, because the bacteria can attack on any part of the body, right? So we can say that tuberculosis can occur at any part of the body, but the most common part of the body where the tuberculosis can occur, that is our lungs. Okay, so we can say that Mycobacterium tuberculosis, basically it attack on the lung of a person. Okay, although it can occur in the other part of the body. So we can write it. Tuberculosis can affect any part of the body. Any part of the body. Any part of the body, but it occurs in a very common part called lungs. Okay, so you see student that it can occur at any part of the body, but the very common part where the tuberculosis can occur, that is known as our lungs of the body. Next one is now that we are saying that it can occur at any part of the body and causes by the bacteria. Now how it reaches to the human body? Okay, because when it reaches to the human body, only then it will affect any part of the human body. So how it will reaches to the human body, student? So it can reaches to a healthy person by inhaling these microbes. Basically what happened, if suppose an infected person is there and that person sneezes, that person cough, so what happened after that? The tiny droplets of the tiny water droplets will come outside of your mouth, and this droplets also consisting of a bacteria in it, that is Mycoplasma bacterium. So you can say that if you inhale it, So that bacteria will also enter in your body and ultimately it will causes the tuberculosis to a healthy person. Okay, so we can write it that how the tuberculosis occur to a person, student. That is, you see, okay, so we can say that if a human being, if a person is there who is infected, okay, so we can say that if a healthy person is there, student, if an infected person is there, sorry, if an infected person is there and we can say that if an infected person is there and by sneezing and coughing, you can say that the bacteria or the microbes will be present in the atmosphere in the form of a tiny droplets of the water. So we can say that it's an infected person by sneezing and coughing, the bacteria reaches to that of the healthy person. Okay, so we can say that if a healthy person, he or she inhales the cough or the sneeze done by that of the infected person. So if through coughing or through sneezing, that bacteria will enter into the body of a healthy person and ultimately it will cause the disease that is known as a tuberculosis. So you see, students, till now we had discussed in case of a tuberculosis. The tuberculosis is also known as a very small term we can use for it, and that is TB. How does it occur, student? Basically, it occurs due to the attack of a bacteria. That bacteria is known as a Mycoplasma bacterium. Second thing, students, that how does it get transferred from an infected to a healthy person? So if an infected person sneeze or cough, then the bacteria will come outside from his body, remain suspended in the air, and when this will be inhaled by a healthy person, so the bacteria which is present in it will enter into the body of a healthy person and ultimately it will causes the disease to the person, and that is known as a tuberculosis. Okay, now we also have discussed that basically what happened, the bacteria releases a kind of a toxic material, a toxic substance that is known as a tuberculin. Okay, so tuberculin, students, so tuberculin is the toxic substance which comes out from that of the which is released by that of the tuberculosis bacteria, and finally this tuberculin, it damages the body tissue. Okay, so this happens basically in that of a tuberculosis disease. Now the next one, that okay, a person is suffering from a tuberculosis, but how will you come to know that a person is suffering from? So with the help of the symptoms only, with the help of the sign only, student, we can say that a person is suffering from a particular type of a disease. Now let us see that what are the different kind of a symptoms which proves that a person is suffering from a tuberculosis. So you see, student, weakness. A person who is having this disease, that is tuberculosis, feel weak. So we can say that weakness will be there. Then prolonged mild fever will be there with a typical pattern. Okay, so we can say that actually it is not like very high temperature fever, but a mild fever will be there. Okay, but that mild fever will be there for a long period of a time. So we can say that a prolonged mild fever. This is the second symptom, that is prolonged mild fever. Then loss of appetite and weight will be there. Person start losing his weight. A person start losing his appetite. So we can say that loss of appetite and weight. loss of appetite and weight. Now, next is the night sweating. Okay, so person at night especially, you will say he starts sweating. So we can say that night sweating occur frequently. Okay, so night sweat occurs frequently. Night sweat occur frequently. And finally, the symptoms also depend upon the site of the disease. Now, the symptoms also depend upon the site of the disease. Site of the disease. So, you see, student, these are some of the symptoms. On the basis of that, you can say that the person is suffering from a tuberculosis. What are that, student? The first one is the weakness. If a person is, these are some of the symptoms, students. On the basis of that, we can say that a person is suffering from a tuberculosis. So you see that what are the different symptoms? So you see, student, weakness. A person, if he is suffering from a tuberculosis, will feel weak. Okay, so we can say that weakness is the symptoms. Second one is prolonged mild fever. Okay, the person will not going to have a high temperature fever, but mild fever is always there. So we can say a prolonged mild fever is there. Then loss of appetite or loss of weight will be there, students. Okay, so the person starts losing his weight. So we can say that loss of appetite and weight will be there. Next one is the night sweat occurs frequently. Okay, so night sweating, especially in the night, the person starts sweating. As well as some of the symptoms totally depend upon the site. If suppose a person is having a problem or get attack on the lungs is infected, then he or she may face problem in the breathing also. Okay, so you can see, students, that it totally depend upon the site of the disease, that in which part of the body the tuberculosis has occurred. Already we had discussed about it that tuberculosis basically occurred in the lungs of the person. It means it is the common part of the body where the tuberculosis can affect a person. Next one is, this is the symptom, and next one is that how can we prevent it? How can we prevent tuberculosis if a person, how can we prevent this disease to be come to and infect a person? Prevention. So you see, students, there are a lot of various public health missions are there, and health measures are there, and a lot of precautions are there. If we will go through all the kind of precautionary measures, ultimately we are able to prevent ourselves from being attacked by the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So we can write it, that is vigorous public health. So you see, student, that what kind of a preventive measures we can take, students. So you see that right now I discussed that vigorous public health measures and the precautionary measures, if we follow that all the different kind of precautions, that is the best method for the prevention. Okay, so various public measures and precautions follows can be the best method. Okay, so the first one, students, that various public measures and various precautionary measures we should follow it. It will help us in, we can say that it will help in protecting us from that of the tuberculosis. Now, immunization, students, we know about it that vaccination or immunization, it is very important for us to cure ourselves from any kind of infectious diseases, students. So you see that there is a for tuberculosis also immunization can be done, and a vaccine which is known as a BCG. Okay, full form is Bacillus calmette-guerin. This is the immunization, this is the vaccination that should be given. It will help us in protecting from the disease that is tuberculosis. Okay, so we can say that second prevention that we can take is the immunization. Immunization with the BCG, that is Bacillus calmette-guerin. Okay, GUE, guerin. Okay, this is the vaccination, this is the immunization that should be given. Then we can prevent ourselves from suffering from the tuberculosis disease. Now basically what happened that in this vaccination, tuberculosis bacillus is injected to prevent the disease that is tuberculosis. So what kind of a bacteria should be given, or what kind of bacteria is given in the vaccine? By this vaccine, that is BCG. You are knowing about it that basically the immunization, if we are talking about the immunization is what in which the microorganisms, dead microorganisms is injected in the body of a person, which will help in resisting when the bacteria, when the microbe will enter or re-enter in our body. Okay, so we can say that this vaccine, what happened in this vaccine, students? In this vaccination, weaken tuberculosis. Weaken tuberculosis bacillus. Tuberculosis bacillus is injected which prevents tuberculosis. Okay, so it helps in preventing the tuberculosis. Okay, so a bacteria, that is the bacillus tuberculosis, is injected, and this bacteria is very much similar with that of the mycoplasma, and ultimately it will help us in curing ourselves. It will help in giving immunization then to that of the tuberculosis diseases. Okay, so this is the prevention. How can we prevent ourselves from that of the disease that is tuberculosis? Now we will move next and we will try to understand that how can we control this disease? Is it possible to control it, student? Yes, there are therapies, there are antibiotics also. With the help of this, we can control this disease. Okay, so we can write it. First one is by the use of anti-tubular therapy. Okay, by the use of an anti-tubular therapy, which is also known as ATT. Okay, ATT is which help in protecting from that of tuberculosis. And there is some antibiotic also, student, which also help us in protecting this disease. So we can write it. The most important antibiotic. Most important antibiotic for tuberculosis is, for TB is rifamycin. Rifampicin. And one more is there, this is the rifampicin, students, and isoniazid. Isoniazid. Okay, so rifampicin, isoniazid, this is what, these are the few antibiotic, students, which is a very important antibiotic and help us in preventing from any kind of disease or any kind, help in protecting ourselves from that of the tuberculosis. Okay, so you see, student, we have discussed in this one about that how TB occur, what are the different symptoms by which we can identify that the person is suffering from TB, as well as what are the different precautionary measures, what are the different prevention that we should take so that we can prevent ourselves from that of a TB, as well as what are the different therapy and the antibiotic that we should take to prevent or to control the TB. Okay, that is tuberculosis. Okay.